All right. What's up, everybody? Just me for a moment. Bryce is gonna be joining, so don't worry. All right, he'll be here. But we're gonna get this thing started here. You know, it feels like there's some good life out there in the market here today. Couple really good pre-market movers. Top one being PRFX here. This is a low float. They've mentioned NVIDIA in the headline here. You know, it's kind of a weak NVIDIA connection, but NVIDIA nonetheless. You know, the only thing that concerns me is this definitely has a pretty good history of failure. But in the same breath, there's also a couple pretty good days of some explosive runs. So PRFX, given that it's the top runner of the day, I definitely think that this one, it's already traded, 40 million shares? This one definitely got some momentum. I'm going to be watching this one pretty closely here come the market open. Good to see everybody saying hello, hi in the chat. Good morning. Other runners from this morning, VSEG, this one kind of popped and is dropping. I think unlikely it gives us a potential trade at this point, kind of fizzling out here. But we'll keep it a back burner eye on that thing. GXAI is another one. Tiny company, again, super fluffy PR, but basically they launched AI image and video creation. It's not exactly a new thing, but GXAI, AI company, starting to take off. It's run in the past for several days, several times. So again, it's one that I think as long as this volume maintains, again, almost 50 million shares here today already, and the market hasn't opened, I do think that this might give us potential trade. Kind of watching over basically this little Wix high, which was like 180. So that's kind of the level I'm watching there as well. Lace here, this is a slightly larger company, still small cap, but slightly larger. Earnings winner, big run at yesterday after hours on that earnings, and then kind of followed through here today. This is one too, like it's already been up so long. I would almost love it to consolidate a little out of the gate, maybe dip down to something like this 430 level, 425, and then give us some follow through. Similar to if you guys were here last week, Wolf, WULF, how we trade that one. Similar approach that I'd be having here on LASE. And then Open, Open here is just a monster, right? And it does make me nervous. I think it's definitely a long, not a short, but it traded so much volume here. 1.9 billion shares, which is just insane. And now we're running right up into all of that. I have this feeling it's just kind of gotten ahead of itself a little bit. But, if the market wants to run, it wants to run. So what I'm really watching for is it going to hold yesterday's highs, whether that be 395 or kind of this 385 area. Those are the two levels that I think are the most important. As long as it's above those, I do think Open could have a decent little run here. But, yeah, I mean, it's a big company, trading just insane volume. Wall Street bets ain't going nowhere. In my book, if I could wave my magic wand, it would probably do nothing today and nothing tomorrow and nothing Thursday, and then go crazy on A+. Go today. I do want to make sure I'm prepared for it. Yeah.
Oh man, we're mismatching our hats, man. There we go.
Yeah. Hat mismatch. There we go. Those are the main ones for me. I also HGraph. This OTC kind of got clobbered end of the day. I'd love to see if this thing could panic out of the gates. That's kind of the only way I'd trade it. It's gone on just an insane run. When I say panic, I really want this thing as close to $1 as possible, maybe even under. That'd be some serious panic that I'd get interested in. And then Fig, we talked about Fig, I believe, Friday. I think it's finally actually ready to have this little breakdown move. So I'll be watching that one as well. That's what I got. I covered all these stocks, Tuohey.
Yeah, I think you hit every single
Probably
one.
Did.
Yep.
Probably
yeah,
did.
and then some. And then some, I think.
I'm going to be – I have to hop off, guys, 10 minutes or so after the market opens. So Tuohey's going to be sticking around, but I'll be here as long as I can before I pass it off to him.
Before you pass the torch, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying on Open, by the way. We were talking about this a few minutes ago. It's straight up into resistance.
I know. Yeah.
But
it's not bad, but it's not A+.
No, yeah. It's just I don't think today is the day is all. I don't think that it won't. At this point, I'm becoming more confident that a breakout is possible, but I just don't know if today is the day. Now, I was saying to Matt, this is where it gets a little tough. Like, I feel like last time my problem was I underestimated Wall Street bets, but you also can't deny the volume that it's traded, at the $4 to $5 level. And
yeah,
it's a tough spot. I don't want to drink too much Kool-Aid here. So
yeah, I will just say open too. Can I see it on a 15-day?
That's what I'm looking at too.
Does it go all the way back? No.
No, I think you got to go a little bit farther.
A little further. But this $4 level was critical on open, right? And we were above $4. So it's got me intrigued, but it's already gone from 2 to 4. Like, it's already 100% move. It's pretty nuts. So we'll wait and see.
Shout out to Jax. Let's get it. Yesterday was my first day with Tradefunder. Profit $1,300.
Hit the gong.
You already know what I'm doing.
Let's go, Jax. That's awesome. That's exactly why we talked about Tradefunder. And ladies and gentlemen, just before the market opens, all right, that's what that link is, all right? I can also grab it and put it in the chat. Let's see here, right? Going over there to Tradefunder, all right, real quick before the market opens here. Tradefunder allows you to get a funded account. So if you're wondering how Jax was able to make $1,300, I know nothing about Jax, but I'm assuming maybe he's just getting started. Maybe he had a small account. Tradefunder allowed him to go over there and get a funded trading account, which then allowed him to be able to trade, one, like a real trader, and then two, with some real money. And as we know, it's just simple math at the end of the day. If you got more money to trade with, you're probably going to have an opportunity to make more money. Simple as that. If I have $10,000, there's $100,000. My opportunity is much, much higher with the bigger account. So that link's going to bring you over to this page, which is where you can get started with a funded trading account. It literally takes like 90 seconds to sign up. The way I think about it is it's just like a normal brokerage account, okay? It allows you to go over there, trade. Instead of putting, a couple $1,000s or $25,000 in like Schwab or Webull or Fidelity, wherever, Tradefunder will allow you to just for $800, you can put into a Tradefunder account and they will let you trade above the pattern day trader rule. All right, they're partnered with one of the largest prop firms in America, which is T3. You can read about T3 if you want. But essentially, they're funding you. Now, the question we always get is, why would they do that? Well, they're funding you, and in return, they're going to take a portion of your profits. Now, it's a super great profit split, all right? You keep 80%. And the fact that they're giving you up to $100,000 of buying power and only taking 20% of your money is insane, incredible, all right? And you can start withdrawing profits once you get above that $1,250. So that's $1,250. As I said the last several days, the way I do it, Jax, I know you're just getting started here, but, withdraw as soon as you can, that $800, and then you're playing with the house's money. And that's when trading can get pretty exciting, fun. You make good decisions, you make good trades. You can really grow that account pretty exponentially.
100%.
Well said. Some quick questions about this before we get started is, can you use this in the UK, internationals, Canadians? They do allow some countries. I'm not honestly totally up to speed on where. I would just click the link. Click the link if you can sign up. You say you're from Canada, guess what? Canadians can use it. Same goes for you for the UK. So absolutely. And Justin says, does it count for multiple trades if I buy 100 shares and sell half, then the other half? Well, honestly, Justin, with Tradefunder, it doesn't even matter. You're above the pattern day trader rule. It's not even a sweat for you. So Don't worry about that. The answer to your question is it really does depend on the broker. Every broker is slightly different. All right. Back here to stocks to trade. I think we covered all the main stocks today.
Yeah, I think Open's the main watch here out of the gates. At least it is for me. Yeah.
Someone says, can you swing overnight with Tradefunder? Tradefunder is just day trading. So no would be the answer. But you can start trading at 4 a.m. if you want, Eastern time, if you're crazy. You want to wake up early, do it. All the way to 4 p.m. So you guys have a good 12 hours of trading.
This is a great message. I know FlashNet Stream's been here basically since day one, if I remember. My trading's improved so much, getting profitable consistently lately. A lot of thanks. Getting a Tradefunder soon. That's sweet. That's sweet. That's what we're here for. And again, that's why Tradefunder is partnered with Stocks to Trade. It's for that exact reason. It also helps that we love doing this too, so that doesn't hurt.
Larry, if you go click the link, as we've been saying, it's $800 plus a small platform fee. That's how you can get started with an account.
Indeed, indeed. Do we use any chart indicators other than VWAP? I don't. I use volume and VWAP.
Same. Derek says, can you drop the link in Sasha's Discord? I'll see what I can do about that, Derek. In the meantime, you're on YouTube, man. Just underneath this video, the link should be there. You can just click on it. So go click it, boss. The Wick Tickler. I don't know what your original name was.
That was Red Candle Chaos.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I like the Wick Tickler. It's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a really good one. That might be my favorite.
The Wickler. You got to keep it now. You got to keep it.
Yeah, that's here to stay. Man, I don't have a whole lot else here. I keep looking for something. I think today I just want to be good on what I've got. I feel like open's already starting to dip here. I feel like open probably, if anything, does a dip and then recovery. Dip sub 4, dip down to 380, 390. And probably what I've been saying, if this just goes straight up out of the open, no pun intended, it probably is actually worse for the stock. In terms of intraday.
The Wick Liquor is a solid one too. As Bruce says, rar.
Oh my God. Good names.
You keep it up, Bryce is going to take his shirt off when I leave.
Oh, not again. Dude, not after last night. I had a big meal last night. You guys want to see that?
Yeah, so to recap, open, I think we're chilling a little bit, waiting, see how dips hold. GXAI, in my opinion, where is that? This one's the one that I feel like is primed to just pop. So if we get over 180 and we hold, that could be a quick little trade here out the gate. Yeah, and then PRFX, I think, could be the low float banger of the day.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm with you there, boss. Don't mind me. I'm about to go tickle a wick.
I'll lick your wick.
Oh, jeez. Oh, brother. Oh, lordy.
Okay, open. Cool. You just literally, or sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Fake. That's cool. You just went down like $5 a share.
That's awful. That's terrible.
That's pretty
terrible.
That's pretty gnarly. I'm not gonna lie.
That sucks.
That is just brutal.
That sucks, man. What are you gonna do? PRFX, we've got our new kind of high a day break dip and rip level here. That's that 330. Uh-oh, there we go. I like that it didn't try to break high a day first, or like pre-market highs. I mean, I do like that. Open, doing the dip there to 390, kind of like we were talking about.
HGraph's trying to panic, but again, I need some pain, baby.
Yeah, I told you, I need that thing. That would have to go down to $1 or so close to it, because I just hate that stock with a passion.
I feel like that's just nuts.
That sucks. That's no way around that one. That just sucks.
GXAI smashed.
Yeah, that isn't the most surprising.
I've been watching this PRFX through the 320, 330 level. And I am watching HGraph very closely because this panic is starting to speed up. Lower the better, baby. I told you I want that thing close to 1. HGraph is an OTC, just so everyone's aware, so definitely trades a bit differently.
All right, PRFX, they keep trying to dip it to a new low a day, and it just keeps recovering. I like that. It keeps holding up. That 330 level is definitely the key area. Oh my gosh, Fig, that sucks.
Dude, like literally impossible.
That was, yeah, no, there's no way to trade that.
What was the one? Open, good hold on this dip here. That was the one I was going to talk about.
Yep.
So good start to the trade. As I said at the beginning, I think before Bryce was on, similar idea to like Wolf. Give it some time, let it set up, let it give its lows. It's a bigger company, bigger float. It's going to take a little time to set up correctly.
GXAI might be setting up for a little dip and rip here. Ooh.
Oh my Fig, dude. That is just crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad I got 0 shares of it. PRFX, that's kind of a bummer. Well, I will be throwing GXAI up on my main screen. Ooh, lace. Ooh, lace. Pre-market highs. Nice.
All right, Tuohey. I think my service here is coming to an end. I do have to hop in.
We're losing the Monaco.
But
what are we to do? What are we to do?
Well, you should start by sharing your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You wish.
Before I go, though, definitely still watching Open. That's, I think, the main watch for me here today. Again, just going to give it some time, let it set up, and we'll be ready.
All right, I'm sharing this bad boy. Matt, thank you for
Good trade,
joining
by the
us.
way, on H graph. Nailed that one. Might go lower. So that might be another trade too. But
Indeed.
that's all she wrote for me, folks.
All
Behave,
right,
Bryce.
Matt.
Cheers,
Enjoy
Mom.
your morning. Oops. All right. It's just you and me. Welcome. Now we can have some real fun. Am I right? I might switch over my PRFX coming back. I might switch over my screen share here. So many things happening. Too many things happening. Lace just getting smacked. I think I'm going to share this other screen here. We'll go back over to stocks to trade here in a moment. I've got a lot. When I'm watching a lot of things, what I'll do is throw up. I've got a couple of different charting platforms here. We'll just throw this up for a moment. Got a couple of stocks that I'm putting on right now. Lace, GXAI, XNet was watching this for a first red day. Kind of tough. Not really doing a whole lot. And I also wanted to take a look at PRFX here because we are recovering. Big run back up here. That dip reminds me a lot of, I think it was ASBP yesterday, that big dip and just straight into this recovery. Nice trap going through that high a day. 330 going to be that key level for me here. Can we hold? Took a little bit there. 330. Quick move. Halt up. Stay. No. Fake halt. We'll see. Come on. We get a real halt. I sold some there at 345. Not as big of a push as I was hoping for. That's a lot of volume coming in too. Not saying it's done or anything, but that's a lot of volume coming in for not halting up. So just keeping that in mind. And I traded 5 million shares on that candle and could not halt up. So but it's still holding up here. That's important. I haven't sold everything yet. Lace, that is quite unfortunate. Just broke pre-market. Again, I tell you guys all the time, this is why I don't just like buying straight up spikes, right? I mean, that reason alone. Because when we get that, it never really set up. All we did was kind of fake broke out over pre-market highs and slam back down to low day. Yeah, I mean, that's the exact reason right there. PRFX, that's a big bummer. Same story so far as Lace. That's not great when we just get a straight up swipe into pre-market highs and done. Now it didn't go down as low as Lace did, so that's good news. It didn't fade quite as hard. We're still holding over the $3 level, but I'll tell you this, I would really have preferred this to hold over 330. I would have preferred that to actually halt it up. I'm going to cut the remainder under $3 if we do that. Yeah, and I just cut the rest. Slightly profitable trade. Like actually not that basically break even. Unfortunately, made a couple of dollars on it. And that's like, you got to take what the market gives you. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't want to get too aggressive just because, listen, we know these trades are volatile. We know that they can give back their gains. We also know that when they work, they can skyrocket like we saw in SNGX yesterday. By the way, GXAI holding well. Oof. PRFX, new low a day. That feels like a big old trap. And we're halted down. Yuck. That's unfortunate. That's pretty ugly. Well, that's why we stay safe. That's why we cut quickly when the trade isn't working. Don't want to get caught in those kinds of halts. Are we halted down? I think we are. My level 2 is being a little wonky. GXAI, really nice hold. See, that's one. Now, notice a key difference here. We're doing a learning session. All right. Notice the difference, right? So when we tap this level here, notice how we didn't break over pre-market highs. Notice how we didn't trap longs that we're likely to buy yet. If anything, really all we did was just kind of trap shorts. Like that's the top without actually breaking over that key level. That to me is really important. Whereas with LASE and PRFX, we actually broke over those highs. We broke over those pre-market highs. And let's be honest, on a lot of volume. Notice where our highest volume candle came in, leading right into it, and a slight break over, a ton of volume, and done. Big breakout, a lot of volume, pretended to halt up, couldn't halt up, slam down, right? Whereas something like GXAI, our actual volume is now coming in on the real breakout of it after we had set up, after we had tested that key level. To me, that's really important. And you can see, I mean, exactly how that worked out here, which is nice. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. I don't really have a game plan for it quite yet. Now it's proving that level. There is absolutely an argument that there's a nice buy over 185. It ran 25, 30, whatever that is. I'm not good at math. 25 cents a share, I think. And a nice risk, roughly 20 cents away. So not bad at all, but now just kind of a patience game here. I'm very curious to see if LASE tries to hold up. It's a pretty hard rejection, but listen, anything's possible. PRFX, I think that's a dud, if I'm being honest with you. That one just kind of feels like a total dud at this point. Yeah. Let's see. We'll take some questions here. 1 second. Yeah, no, I agree with Drummer Max. Small cap daily setups are dead right now. And so what we mean by that is just there's not really any multi-day runners. A lot of these are just day one gappers. And that's basically it. That's like all we're getting. Beautiful. GXAI, yeah, I'm waiting for it right now. Again, like I don't really have a game plan on this yet. It needs to set up better. Because there is, as much as we're talking about how it didn't break over pre-market highs here, to me it also didn't set up like a great entry. Basically, right, what we did was new low a day, new high a day, back down dip, now breaking to a new high a day again. I'm not super confident in this quite yet. I'm not really leaning one way or the other. This is kind of our major trend line here, which we just broke underneath it. So we got some time to wait still. I don't see a trade on it quite yet. I'd rather be, you guys know, I'd rather be patient, wait for a great setup than to just blindly stab. PRFX had the potential to be great and it just couldn't do it. So, in fact, that should be unhalting here any minute now. 41. Yeah, it should literally be unhalting. If it's not a 10-minute halt here, there it is. See, and it's trying to hold. Not that says a whole lot, but trying to hold. Now, if for some wild reason this was able to get back over 359, could be a crazy breakout, but I think that's asking for a lot personally. I don't quite see that one in the cards, if I'm being honest with you. And I want to be honest with you. I don't see that in the cards. Anything, of course, is possible, but GXAI, I'm kind of in the same boat here right now, by the way. Like, it's just not really. This is the kind of key trend that we need to be breaking under here, or that we need to be holding here at this point. Not saying it's impossible. Definitely not saying it's impossible, right? If we bounce back up and we rip back through 210, great. The more the merrier. But I don't really see that in the cards either. At this point, we're back underneath that pre-market high level, which, like, let's be honest, that's a pretty key level that it should have held. It should have probably gone a lot higher than that. It didn't. It couldn't. But I don't want to count it out. We're still holding over low a day. We're holding over 150. But again, more of a patience game right now. We're playing the patience game, guys. The patience game's a fun one to play, by the way, if you didn't know. Saves you from bad trades. Yeah, and we're starting to just hold under this trend now. But we're holding view up. It's a 50-50 area. Okay, we're holding it. We're holding the trend. Holding the trend. I don't hate that. I think back over 190, and this could be an actual contender. So I love, guys, I'm just going to kind of walk you through one of my thought processes. And I'll kind of explain my reasoning for it. It's actually pretty simple, right? But one thing that I really love seeing is when a stock does something that it shouldn't do, right? That can be on the long side, that can be on the short side. It doesn't really matter. It depends on how I'm looking at the stock, of course. But like GXAI, it broke down underneath this trend, right? We broke down this uptrend, and then now we're recovering. Well, if it breaks under a trend, it probably shouldn't be doing that, right? Like, let's be honest, it probably should follow the trend. And so what we really do a lot of times in those scenarios is the opposite, right? And so now I'm going to be, keeping my eyes on this now for a long, because we've done a couple of things that I think would be peculiar. If I was short, I'd be like, I don't love it. First of all, right? We tested that resistance level, and, well, because we never broke out over it, when we did break out, we had a nice actual breakout move. Number two, we broke down under this trend. I'd expect continuation to the downside, but we didn't. Instead, we're pushing back higher. So I'm going to be thinking to myself, okay, at this point, shorts are likely trapped not only from here, but now from this breakdown as well. That could carry some weight. And, theoretically, we could say the same on like the inverse here. We're forming a little trend here on lace. This didn't really have a hard break under this trend. A little bit of one right here, but not really. I wouldn't call that a real trend break or anything. But I want to see, I love just looking for trends on these stocks because it to me, it makes it just a lot easier. That's why I like to trade personally. But, for the time being here, I don't have a whole lot extra. Not really seeing much. Ooh, wait, Beanie. B-I-N-I. I think that is the old Muln, M-U-L-N. Yep, indeed it is. I can tell just by the chart. Oh, brother, that is quite literally the worst stock in existence. And Beanie, you might think this is down a lot, right? It's down from $34,500,000 a share. But if you go back to Muln, which I don't think that's going to load, that's down from like trillions of dollars a share. So it's down like 99.9999999. So many nines that it would just bend your brain. It's quite honestly super impressive that they've been able to dilute this much. I'm very impressed by their dilution ability. So I will never buy a stock like this, but I hope this thing goes higher. I hope this thing, and lace, there we go. There's the breakdown of that trend. I think at this point, it's safe to say that trade is probably done as well. Now, if it broke back over, it went to like $5, then we can hit ourselves with it should have broken down more, but like, that's a pretty hard breakdown. Ooh, hold on. We can get rid of this. PRFX. Oh my, back over. That is pretty surprising. I'll be honest with you. That is not this is turning into one where like that, again, what should it have done versus what is it doing? What should it have done? Well, I'll tell you this. It did a fake break over pre-market highs and instantly halted down. What is it doing? It's holding a lot better than I would expect, because I'm thinking if I'm getting long up here, this should just be a constant sell-off. This should just be boom, 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 lower, lower, lower. Because if you're trapped up here, I just traded 5.5 million shares. That's a lot. That's not light work. Traded a lot of shares up at the highs. And then we halt down, and now we're just walking up from that halt down level. This again reminds me a lot of ASBP from yesterday. This is pretty surprising. So again, I'm thinking of this as I'm walking through, as I'm like waiting, as I'm staying patient. I don't want to get too I don't want to get too convicted too fast. So I'm certainly not going to be like, okay, time to long. Not yet. We got to wait and see how this thing holds first. But I can tell you, this is certainly acting in a way that I wouldn't expect. GXAI, just holding these levels. We're still kind of, we're actually forming, now at this point, we're forming a new trend, by the way. That's our new trend that we're forming. So I always like to adjust my trend lines as new trends appear. That's what we're doing. I think over $2, this thing gets kind of spicy, because one of our highest volume candles of the day is now at $2 a share. It's not the highest, but one of them. And we're holding up near highs after faking out shorts, I think, in both directions. So definitely something to be keeping an eye on here. PRFX, the problem was, I don't know if we'll have a really super easy entry. If this just walks up from 250 all the way up to 360, let's be honest, the trade is probably going to be pretty hard. There's not really going to be a risk level. We're going to have to hope there's some higher lows along the way that we can use as new risk levels, but can't deny the potential. And honestly, I would consider it for a scalp. And all I mean by that, again, I know we talk on sometimes about a Tradefunder, you can't hyper scalp. You can still scalp like a 2, 3, 4 minute trade. Ooh, GXAI. We got to get that $2 push. Give me just a second, by the way, guys. Cool. All right. All right. $2 coming in here, GXAI. Pretty key level. I haven't taken any yet. I don't love this. The risk is kind of wide. It really needs to break that $2 level for me first. All right, PRFX, getting that dip. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm not personally bullish enough on this. I'm also not a great dip buyer. I'll be the first person to admit that. I definitely am better at buying breakouts, whether that's a breakout of a trend line or a breakout of, a key level. But if I'm bullish on something like PRFX, these are the types of dips I'm going to be looking to take starter size into, risking that previous low, 256. Because now, if you're getting a 285 average, now we're talking about 30 cents a share worth of risk on a starter size that could now turn into a new risk level as we're able to add into 320s, 330s, and now maybe you have a $3 average risking 285 or 280. So now it's like 20 cents a share worth of risk with a good average. I'm just not great at doing that, and I'm also not bullish enough on this chart personally. GXAI, I got to be the first one to tell you, I don't love how this is trading. I'm getting less confident in this $2 break. It's trading a lot of volume to not do a whole lot. It's not bad. It's just like, actually, it really doesn't look that bad. It's sketching me out a little bit. Like, why are we testing $2 so much and we can't break through it? It's not like it's not trading volume. The thing's traded 100 million shares today. Yeah, there we go. We broke over $2 and right back down to 2. I don't like it. I don't like it. That just feels sketchy to me. It feels very 50-50. Like I wouldn't be short biased this either. It's holding up too well, but it's also just fake breaking out at this point. It's struggling to break out, but it's not breaking down. So for me, that's a very much so a 50-50 trade that I'll personally just wait on. If it sets up cleaner, great. BINI, nice little push here. Beanie forming a pretty aggressive and steep uptrend. Now, I will say our key level here is high a day, traded 3.5 million shares on that candle. So if we break out over it, would expect to see it higher. That is indeed true. So again, like now we're kind of getting the opposite end of the spectrum here on GXAI, right? Over a $2 breakout, what do I think it should have done? Well, I think it probably should. Yeah, there we go. That's just getting destroyed. Oh, man. Right? What should it have done over the $2 breakout? It should have continued upwards. What did it actually do? It fake broke out and then started breaking down under this trend, right? Again, these are just questions to ask yourself when you're getting into a trade. What should it have done? What do I think it should have done? You're not going to know for sure, but what do I think it should have done versus what did it actually do? And I think the more you kind of ask yourself those questions, you get into a trade, the better you set yourself up. So now, again, now I'm just going to keep playing the game. It's a game. What should it do under this breakdown level? It should continue lower. What is it going to do? We don't know yet. But like I said, to me, this is a very 50-50 chart. It's doing that on both sides, right? What should it have done this time right here under that VWAP break? It probably should have continued lower. It did not do that. Oh my, PRFX. Man. Oh. Very 50-50 right now. Right now, we play the game of patience, my friends. There's a lot of indecisive moves happening in the market. Beanie, that's setting up a little breakout level there at 74 cents. No denying that. Setting up a nice little breakout level. Oh, PRFX. Boo! Oh, come on. That's lame. That's so lame. All right, I'm going to open this up to some Q&A here. Yeah, open just got smoked. OPEN, that just went from 390 down to 360 in like one candle. Hard dip there. And again, this goes back to what Matt and I were talking about this morning, right? Like there is just so much resistance from that. It traded 2 billion shares on that day. Oh, hold on. I got to keep an eye on Beanie. I lied. We're not ready for questions yet, ladies and gentlemen, because we have oh man, nice wick. Nice wick, taps the trend line, going for a breakout. I love it. All right, broke out over highs. What should it do? It should continue. Right? Why? Because it broke out. Pretty simple. We'll see. So if it doesn't, I'd probably expect a move lower. We're definitely struggling a little bit here at this 74 cent level. But we're holding. We're holding. This is I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys, by the way? I know some of you guys, that is like a really simple way of looking at it, but does that kind of concept make sense? What should a stock do versus what is it doing? And generally, if it's doing what you're not expecting it to do, that's probably not a good thing, right? Carlos says, I just bought a Tradefunder account the other day, but I don't really know how to use it. Any tips? Yes, email support. They have a great support team. Email them. They will help you get it set up to use it. They will probably respond to you within the next like 20 to 30 minutes, if I'm being completely honest with you. They're really responsive, especially during market hours. Shoot them a message. Beautiful, beautiful. Super Sam. Hey, what's up, Sam? I'll see you in a couple of minutes. 30 minutes or so. Jason said makes perfect sense. Yeah, Johnny said it very well here on Beanie. Now, again, we're still holding near the breakout level. So it's not like, yeah, there we go. Like we're still holding. It's not breaking down. But Johnny on BINI just said, a lot of selling there at 74 cents. And yeah, right now it's not breaking out fully. It's not breaking down either. So like, I'm not going to sit here and say, this is just something I personally probably wouldn't want to long. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, ooh, I'm super short biased. Now, if it starts breaking down under 70 cents, I'm going to be a little bit more inclined to say, the breakout's failing. But we're not quite there yet. Yeah. And Keshki just said, this is great. Agreed. Tradefunder is excellent in support. They even provide credits if there's a problem with their platform. Listen, Tradefunders were great. We're going to talk about them in just a couple of minutes here, but we'll say BINI starting to look more like a failed high day breakout there. Ooh, BLSK pop, huh? Or BSLK, rather. Oh, yeah, up 22%. Nice. GXAI doing what it does best, being a turd. Tries to break down, then it starts holding up again. BINI starting to break under that pretty key 70 cent level here. I think a new lower low under 68 cents will say, yeah, this is probably done. Again, we should have continued through the high day breakout. But we're not breaking under the uptrend yet either. So like we still are in an uptrend. You gotta give credit where credit's due. It's not breaking down. GXAI, on the other hand, that one is just being weird. That one is almost becoming impossible to trade, I think, for me, for my standards. Again, should have broken out. I would have expected a way harder fade. Broke under this kind of pretty major trend line now. I want to put PRFX back up. That is holding a lot. I mean, it had this big wick down. Again, this is setting up really similar to ASBP now. Like almost identical, actually, to ASBP yesterday. Where we get the first big dip, fake low day, and we push right back up over VWAP. We set up a wick. We set up a trend. Actually, if we compare these two charts, ASBP, I think you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. Right? That big wick down, that big recovery, and then we get that trend break right there. BINI holding up quite well. Actually, really nice hold. We're going back for that breakout now. But I am going to put back up GXAI for the time being. Just kind of curious on what this thing wants to do. Again, I adjust my trend lines as new trends form. Nice, BINI. Right? It never broke down. That's a pretty key area, pretty key aspect there. It held trend the entire time. Never broke down. So we're cooking with some fire. Looks pretty good. Again, I can't buy this personally. It goes against everything I know and love, but got to give credit where credit's due. It's a nice mover. Why wouldn't you buy it right now? Because this thing is a dilutive turd that will go down. There aren't many stocks where I'll say it will do this. BINI will go down like largely at some point. This thing is a dilutive piece of crap that I'm honestly surprised their executive team is not in jail. It's shocking how they've been able to do that. I mean, they've taken this thing down from what is the equivalent of billions, if not trillions of dollars a share down to 60 cents at the expense of the shareholder. Like it's shocking. Now, again, I'm not saying that like it's not going to offer a good long. Like go for it. It's at what point do they start selling more? At what point do they say, all right, we've got more shares to sell? I have no idea, and I don't want to find out. GXAI, yeah, I wish this was easier to trade. I really do. But unfortunately, it is not easy to trade. All right, we are going to start actually opening this up to some questions here. I'll talk about Tradefunder as well. We've got that link on the screen. I'm going to drop it in the chat here in a few moments as well. But guys, let's do, while I introduce Tradefunder, what I want you guys to do is load up any questions that you have, whether that be about Tradefunder, whether that be about just trading in general. We got, 15, 20 minutes or so. So first of all, let me start off with Tradefunder. I've seen some traders in here actually using Tradefunder today, which is super cool. I know some of you guys doing really well with Tradefunder, which I love to see. But for those of y'all who don't know about Tradefunder, first of all, welcome in. We're here on behalf of Tradefunder. Tradefunder is partnered up with Stocks to Trade, which is either the YouTube or Twitter stream that you are currently watching this on. So that's pretty darn cool. They partnered up with Stocks to Trade because we are world-class in the trading education space. And so what we do is we help traders find success. That's our goal, is to help traders find that success that they've been looking for. Stocks Trade's been doing this now for, 10 years plus. Really cool. We've been in this space a while, and I'm really happy to be a part of the team and really happy with this partnership opportunity too. So Tradefunder, I'm going to switch my screen share over here for just a moment. How do I do this? Not the most technologically advanced, but I can trade. So I guess that's all that matters. Here we go. So Tradefunder, ladies and gents, for those who don't know, it's a fully funded trading account. They'll get you access to up to $100,000 in buying power, a $25,000 account. So 4x leverage. And all you got to put up is $800 plus a $99 platform fee, which is freaking sweet, because if you were to go over and do this on their website, on the normal, their normal pricing, that's going to be $1,400 plus a $99 platform fee. Again, they're taking bets on you guys as traders because you're here with Stocks to Trade, which is pretty sweet. They know that if they're going to find good traders, it's likely here. I've seen a lot of you guys already commenting this morning how this stream has been helping you guys trade more consistently, more profitably, which I love to see. And so as a part of this partnership, they're getting you access to one of these funded trading accounts at a huge discount compared to their normal pricing. Now, because they're giving you $100,000 in buying power for your $800 deposit into that account, more or less, there's going to be a profit split, and it's a really great profit split. It's 80-20. So you keep 80% of what you make. They take 20%. And I mean, again, I say this every time, but it's true. I so wish that this was around when I first started trading, because I had a $2,000 account, right? One of the biggest advantages here is that you're over PDT. You don't have to worry about only taking 3 day trades a week. You can trade unlimited with Tradefunder. Now, there are some rules. There's risk management in place to make sure that you don't lose them all their money, and also to make sure that you're being a good trader. Those risk management rules are twofold. Number one, you cannot lose more than $1,000 in a day, which, like, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think anyone here should be doing with a $25,000 account. I think that's more than fair. Now, if you do, don't worry, they're not just going to be like, all right, you're done. No, they're going to say you're done for the day. Come back tomorrow, give this another try. But today we're going to put you in a little timeout, because again, they don't want you taking a massive loss and losing that entire account. Second of all, next is that there is a max drawdown. Again, you can't, I think understandably, if you gave somebody $25,000, would you want them to be able to lose all of it? No, right? So they're going to shut your account off after you lose. If you lose, hopefully you don't. That's kind of the goal, is that you don't lose more than $3,750 from where you started. So let's say you make $5,000. Well, then that max drawdown is going to turn out to $8,750. So it's in accordance to your profits. And I know Matt says this just about every day as well. But listen, right? If I'm here and I'm doing this when I'm first starting off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my payout. If I make any money, I'm going to take that payout. Ideally, once I make $899, I'm going to take that payout and make it as risk-free as I can for myself. I see we had a trader in here who made like $1,200, $1,300 literally yesterday on Tradefunder. So when you're able to take that payout, that's, I think, an awesome opportunity to be able to do that. Now, the really cool thing is once you make $15,000, for Tradefunder, they're actually going to reach out to you and offer you a better deal. They'll reach out to you directly, offer you membership into our professional prop trading firm, access larger amounts of trading capital, and other professional trading infrastructure to enhance performance even more. To me, that's super cool. It's going to get you access to better profit splits like that. I think for those of you guys who get access to Tradefunder is kind of the ultimate goal. You can do this really however you want. There are really a few ways to do it in my eyes, right? If you want to say, let's say you make 15 grand, right? And then you start making some real good money trading with Tradefunder. You can pull out those profits. You can open up another trading account. And if you want to be done with profit splits altogether, which I personally am fine with them taking profits, because for me, it's just another account that I get to use. But, right, like let's say that, you are just like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to do this on my own. You're more than welcome to do that. Or you can open up another account and still get to use Tradefunder. So pretty cool area there. Let's see, are there any other main points that I forgot to talk here? We talked about our risk management. I should say, Tradefunder is not looking for a one-hit wonder. They're looking for consistently profitable traders that will make them money, ideally day in and day out. So really what that means is that if you just say make, one big trade, you make 10 grand, you do have to prove another couple of days of consistency. And really what that looks like from Tradefunder's perspective is quite simple. Basically, you got to make $250 during 5 non-consecutive days. So that's just to say that, like, let's say you make $10,000 today, right? Just pretend. Well, you can't pay that out quite yet. But if tomorrow you show up and you make $250, now you just have to do that 3 more times, and then you can start getting paid out. And if you take a loss tomorrow, well, then the next day, if you make $250, you just got to prove that you're not only making money from one trade, right? That's their main goal there. Again, I think more than fair. So yeah, really, really awesome opportunity. I'm seeing you guys talking about GXAI. What I'm going to do really quick, I'm seeing, do we get level 2 on Tradefunder? Yes. Yep. You get what they call the dome. So you get access. Again, they've got normal order books and everything. Again, at the end of the day, Tradefunder is basically like a brokerage for you. They're partnered with T3, which is like one of the largest trading firms, prop trading firms in the US. Super cool, super legit, which I love. But yeah, they're going to get you. So you're going to be trading on their platform. If you've ever used Thinkorswim before, it's a lot like that. Yeah, I'll drop that link here in the chat momentarily. Actually, I'll drop it for you right now. For those of you who want that discount, this is the time to do it. Dropping that link in the chat as we speak. There we go. Tradefunder.com/stock-trader, stock/day/trader-instant-funding-Matt-Bryce. So if you don't want to type all that out like it's on your screen right now, click the link in the chat if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, go over to YouTube. That link is right there. You'll get access to this trading account at a huge discount. I get this question a lot from Oscar. I get this question that Oscar has asked a lot, not just from Oscar himself. Oscar says, hey, Bryce, with Tradefunder, do you go under PDT if you go under 25K? Considering you have to be at 25K to be over PDT and you start with 25K. No. So really what you're doing, I don't know exactly how much Tradefunder, I don't know their exact pool, but they've got a bunch of money, right, in this pool, and they're giving you access to $25,000 worth of it. So like technically you're just trading out of Tradefunder's, I'm giving a hypothetical number, say like $5 million account, right? So if your account goes under 25K, you're still part of that larger pool. So you will always be over PDT. That's just what you have access to. So you're going to be over PDT the entire time, even if you dip down under 25K. So don't worry about that. Again, though, you can't lose more than $3,750 from where you start, or they will cut off your trading account. So practice good risk management. That's what they're here for. They want to make sure their money is protected and ideally that they're growing money. And, we get asked all the time, if so many traders, lose, why would they be doing this? Well, 2 reasons. Number one, again, we're here with stocks to trade. I'd like to think that we're helping more folks than the average find that. Number 2, all it takes is one good trader, right? That's why they've got the risk management rules in place. I mean, if one trader for them is able to make them $1 million a month, this whole thing has been worth it to them. If they can find more than that, even more worth it. So really amazing opportunity here for those of you guys wondering. Jeff says, great deal if you're wondering. I completely agree, Jeff. But again, that link is right in the chat there. It's you'll see it popping up on your screen. You can't click that one, but you can click it in the YouTube comments. Go on over to the page. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions about their actual platform or any of that, they do have a really phenomenal support team. Shoot them a message when you sign up. All you got to do, by the way, is click on this button at the top, get your funded stock account now. Get started in less than 90 seconds. And it really is that quick. I have traders in here talking to me all the time, saying, they got access to it literally the day they signed up, which is awesome to see. I see another question here. Do they allow OTC trades? No. So there are a couple things. This is a day trading platform, day trading prop firm. So no overnight trades. You can trade 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. Number two is that, no OTC. And you can't short hard to borrow stocks. Those are going to be the main key points there. Denver Crooner says, so you can fund it from your checking account. Absolutely. Yep. You can fund it how you need. Again, you'll just click that button, get your funded stock account now, and you'll be ready to go. You just got to make that deposit to them. And again, there is that $99 platform fee. So keep that in mind. It's $800 plus that $99 platform fee, which is the cheapest platform fee that I personally pay for. My other ones, I pay anywhere between $100 and $250 a month. So it's a really phenomenal opportunity. Great trading platform, great trading software. And the best part, funded account. Like, let's be honest, that is 100% the best part of it. So yeah, guys, go over to that link. If you're even considering it, you don't know if you're going to sign up today. I don't know how long I think this deal is still going to be going, but I've heard rumors about potentially increasing the price just because it is such a great deal. So if you're considering it, definitely go over, check out that link before. And I hope they don't increase the price, but I wouldn't blame them if they did. This is a really phenomenal opportunity for traders like yourself. Can you use an LLC to sign up? I do believe so. So, ladies and gents, click that link. That is your homework. Go click that link in the chat. I'll drop it one more time for those of you guys. If you're watching on Twitter or X, whatever, click that. Go over to the YouTube. Click the link that I've dropped in the chat right there. Again, really phenomenal opportunity. Now we'll take some other questions. I got like 5 minutes left here. I actually have to hop on to my other webinar at 8:30 here. We're going to be working with traders in the daily income trader system here at Stocks to Trade. And we go through and we kind of break down trades from each trader, trades from myself, seeing how we can improve, seeing how we can be better. To me, that's the name of the game. It's just how we can get better day in and day out. So this is our live trading. We're going to be going over to review work here in a few moments. Jimmy, I love that. Jimmy says it's a steal. It is a steal. Okay, hands down, point in case in point. It is a steal. I just wish I had this when I first got started. And I know I get traders in here being like, well, if you can't make money with $2,000, you can't make. Listen, I'm not saying that's completely untrue. However, you also can't really see what you're doing wrong if you can only take 3 trades a week, right? That'd be like if you're a professional athlete and you only get to practice. You only get to, practice for like 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. You're not going to get better. You're like, it's a losing game from the start. But if you can practice every day, even if it's just small size, you're going to find out what you're doing wrong. And this is why we go do our review work over here in the daily income trader system, is for that exact reason. Find out what it is that traders are doing wrong, what they're doing well. Philip says, I'm in DIT. How do I get to your next webinar you were just talking about? Go to the Stocks to Trade University. Go down over to Small Cap Rockets or Small Cap Recap, Morning Rocket Recap. Click on that webinar. I'm right there. I'm go live every day at 10:30. Now, if you have the Stocks Trade platform downloaded, there is a chat that you can join me in. It's just called Small Cap Rockets in the Stocks to Trade platform. Hop on over to that. So, ladies and gents, we'll take a couple other questions. Any other questions? I got 4 minutes left. You got 4 minutes left to ask me questions. If I don't get to you, we'll talk more tomorrow. Okay. But now is your time. Perfect. Philip, awesome. Amazing. Glad to hear. So I'm going to slouch in my chair a little bit. Yeah, GXAI, what a turd. Thing's just tough. It's a tough one to trade. Does the platform have hotkeys? I do believe you can set them up. You'll need to reach out to Tradefunder support rather to get direct answers to that though. Because I'll be honest, I just use the web platform. I just click buy the normal. I just do it normally with this good old mouse right here. So I'm not the person to ask for that, but reach out to Tradefunder. They will get back to you ASAP. BINI, case in point why I didn't want to long that. It's already back down near low a day. What a piece of crap stock. Just a literal piece of crap. I love your mobile home. Oh, awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah. I'm home right now, but like home right now, but got some big trips planned coming up in September, literally starting Labor Day. I'm going to be living out of that thing for like a month and a half. Going all over the place, starting up in Wyoming to start off the fall, driving down to Texas, hanging out with some friends down there, bringing it back to New York. I'm going to do some camping up with my family. And then I'm going to Europe, and then I'm coming right back and doing some more trips. Probably will stay down near the desert this winter. I call it the mobile trading station because I trade out of there and it's so much fun. My goal is to actually down the road, meet up with traders like yourselves, which is really fun, kind of all over the country. But that's later. That's not here. That's not there. Let's see. Oh, awesome. Hey, Bryce, thank you for doing this live. I learned so much from you. You're amazing. Well, listen, I don't like to pat myself on the back too much, but I will. No, I'm kidding. Glad to hear it. That's the goal, man. That's why we're here with Stocks to Trade, because Stocks to Trade provides world-class trading education. And I'm glad to be a part of the team. I'm glad. It's really cool. And you see what trading can do for your life. It's like, I don't know. It's just so crazy. It's so crazy to see how much trading can really change your life when you get it down. V-Tang said, with how much you make, can you afford to have 3 girlfriends going with you on the trip? I've got one great girlfriend. I've got one, and that's all I need. And she costs no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I've got a girlfriend. I've got a dog. So I'm more than set. Is this channel real time or is there a bit of delay? There's probably like a 3 or 4 second delay, but it's about as quick as you can get. We get it as live as possible with the trading with our streaming software. Thanks for your help, Bryce. See you tomorrow. Are you using Starlink in your motorhome? Yes. Yep. I got Starlink. There was an outage yesterday, so thank God I wasn't trading with Starlink yesterday, but I have confidence they'll get that issue fixed. Learning so much. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Love you guys. All right. Well, listen, I'm not seeing many other questions. I'm dropping this link one more time here for you guys who want access to Tradefunder. Again, for those of you guys who are learning a lot here, this is your time to take advantage of it. Take advantage of that link. Take advantage of this deal while it's here, because I can promise you this. This is going to be the way where you can finally start trading with bigger money. Matt says, every day, when you see those traders out there making, $10,000, $20,000 trades, guess what? They're not trading with a $2,000 account. Okay. Like, if we're being completely honest, those traders are just trading with bigger accounts, and that's why they're able to see bigger gains. So for those of you guys who are looking to get access to that, hit that link there. I will catch you guys back here tomorrow. And for those of you guys in the Daily Income Trader, hop on over to our next webinar. It's starting literally right now as I end this stream. You'll be able to access that on the university or right in the Stocks to Trade platform. So, ladies and gentlemen, see you back here tomorrow. Great trading this morning. We stayed patient, and we didn't take any big loss there on PRFX, which is now back down to low a day. So, all right, guys, see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone. Bye.